May the 7th, and here are today's top headlines. A group of thieves caught on camera breaking into a local home and getting away with a safe full of valuables. The details coming up.
UCLA going back to remote classes for the rest of the week after more protesters are arrested. We're live on campus with the latest.
Also, where this family of bears crashed a backyard pool, they just wanted to cool off, that's all. Early edition of the K was a little warmer yesterday. Early edition of the Ktla Dt morning news, and a gorgeous home, by the way. Nice choice. We start right now. I mean, if you're gonna crash a pool, that one was pretty nice.
They always have good taste,
right?
I feel, you know?
Those foothill homes are just gorgeous.
I know.
Hey, good morning to you. I'm Chris Shaw.
I'm Megan Henderson. Glad you're with us. Henry will be joining us coming up. First, Ginger did a little double duty.
Yeah, that's okay too. I love the way the little bottoms of those bears are moving, and then there was a blow-up bear, so we'll get to that story, right? It's so cute. Good morning, everybody, and yes, we have some things to talk about, but really, this is going to be a really nice day. I mean, we had those winds yesterday, which were a little bit of a factor for some people, right? They're a little bit stronger than maybe what you're used to, more so in the LA basin, because none of those advisories came up for our friends in, the Antelope Valley, the Inland Empire, and some of those other spots as well. If you don't mind clicking it for me, Divine, I do have the clicker, but for some reason, I'm having difficulty. Here we go. Great look into Long Beach, where you see it beautiful, clear. The weather conditions today are going to be just about perfect. See it? 67 for those coastal communities. Maybe a little bit farther to the north, we'll get some of those winds that will continue, but the heart of downtown LA, not so much the case, and 78 degrees for our friends in the Inland Empire, and the same for the high desert. So starting to warm up as that high pressure system builds. We'll talk more about that. Let's get to those roads, because we do have a few things that we need to make sure you know all about, okay? So first of all, this 405 freeway. I mean, look, whether you're going north or south, sometimes it can be challenging, even at this hour, right? 402. But northbound side, before you get to the 710, right at about Long Beach Boulevard, the stall that's in the right lane. That's it. Just a stall in the right lane, but enough to mess things up soon if they don't clear it and get it out of your way here in a bit. We'll move you over to look at the closure that continues. So there's been a lot of discussion about the work on the south, but not so much chatter about the north. The north, what a pain in the butt, but it has to happen. So 5 north between the 605 up to just past Slauson, the reduced lanes, just one lane that is open and available. You don't like it, you got Telegraph Road, a lot of lights. Certainly a great way for you to get around those delays. Everything narrows down right before you get to the 605. On southbound side, the closure starts at, or runs right at about the 710 and goes till 5. All right, Chris, back to you.
All right, Ginger, thank you. We have breaking news. An LAPD officer has been hospitalized after being injured in a crash. This happening in Echo Park. Happened on Stadium Way and Lilac Terrace shortly before 11:30 p.m. Officers were in the process of impounding a vehicle when their patrol vehicle was hit by another car. Video shows one of the officers being treated in an ambulance and then transported to the hospital. Now, we don't know the extent of that officer's injuries. Video also shows a person being detained on scene. We haven't been able to confirm if that is indeed the driver that ran into the officers. The cause of this crash now under investigation.
All UCLA classes have been moved to remote learning for the rest of the week. This after another round of pro-Palestine protesters and resulted in more arrests yesterday.
Ktla Dt's Carlos Herrera live now from Westwood with more details. Carlos, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Chris and Megan. And classes back to remote learning, as you mentioned, despite the huge effort from university officials to return to some sense of normalcy here after a week of that historic civil unrest. Now, this morning, the university also announcing that it is working with the LAPD and possibly the FBI to launch a very thorough investigation on the violence that broke out here on Royce Hall on Tuesday night.